A long time ago, in the dark ages, at a time when you couldn't skip commercials, there was a show called Beyblade. It was about kids playing with spinning tops with the power to destroy cities, mountains, and even Moses used a Beyblade to split the Red Sea. And some say even Jesus was preaching during the Bay battles. Then one day, Beyblade suddenly disappeared, causing children to go crazy in the streets. And to soothe the madness, a show called Beywheels appeared. Was it as good as Beyblade? Depending on who you ask. But it never got a season 2, so do with that information as you will. Now, get some popcorn and let me tell you about Beywheels. So we started off with a typical big old meteor crashing into Earth, and after it ended the dinosaurs, it somehow created Beywheels. Then we shift to the future, where we are at the World Championship, where Beywheels Naruto Sho and Beywheels Sasuke Jin are about to battle. They do some setup like this is the first time they fought, because they both got beat by Beywheels Kyoya in the other championships, so we don't know what's going to happen between these two. And by the way, Beywheels Kyoya has the best character design in this whole show, from what I remember. Anyway, getting to the battle, they have rounds where they do different stuff, and the first match is a clash battle where the Beywheels have to hit each other, and the hardest hitter wins. As opposed to a staring contest, which they usually do with Beywheels or Beyblades, you know, didn't expect them to do anything different. Before the battle starts for real, the two do their intimidating speech of, "Me and Pegasus are gonna beat you. No, me and Drago are gonna beat you. Now 3, 2, 1, let it rip." And they get to battling. So they get to clashing, and they go head to head, then casually Jin makes a tornado, sends it to Drago, giving it enough power to send Pegasus flying. Not gonna lie, that has to be cheating, because no one else has superpowers. But turns out it didn't matter, because Pegasus used the momentum to get stronger, but Jin did some voodoo and got Drago to reverse the attack, knocking Pegasus out the stadium and won the first round. Moving on to round 2, where this time they have to race their Beywheels to the other person's side, and since Pegasus is a speed type, it should be an easy point for Sho, right? But it's not a regular race. They can stop each other from getting to the other side, so now Sho has to move fast enough to get the point and get past Jin's witchcraft. 3, 2, 1, they let it rip, and Jin had a big brain idea, and that was to send Drago in a zigzag to make sure Drago can hit Pegasus directly with his spikes. Now it's getting good, because we're like, who's gonna win? Is Drago about to send Pegasus flying, or is Pegasus about to do the dash, making this a game of cops and robbers, but with Beyblades? Ooh. As they get closer together, Sho puts his blade or spear into Pegasus, making it faster. So, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes you have to wonder, what were we watching as kids? Because this is some tomfoolery. But anyway, Pegasus won, leaving Jin shook, and now the score is 1-1, so whoever wins is the next world champion. Yeah! Now it's time for the last battle, which is a stunt battle, where if you overshoot, you lose, if you undershoot, you lose, and there are also spikes in the middle of the stadium. Before the battle, Jin wanted to make it a sleep out only battle, which was weird because he's stronger than Sho, and if they clashed in midair, he'd most likely win. But after some deliberation, the commission allowed it, and out of nowhere, a force field and electric wires appeared out of nowhere, which is OD for a Beywheels battle, because I'm pretty sure taxpayers paid for this. So the fact that taxpayers paid for military type security for a Bey battle is insane work. Nevertheless, they get to battling, and they both race to the middle where they clash, and Pegasus gets obliterated and sent flying into the force field. But you already know Jin wasn't done, because from the top ropes, Drago came down trying to squish Pegasus, but Pegasus dodged. If you thought that would stop Drago, it didn't, because before Drago hit the electric wires, it drifted and hunted down Pegasus. Then in mid-air, Drago used his spikes to hit Pegasus, hurting Sho somehow. Random. Are they pretending to feel pain? Because ain't no way I could hit your Beywheel and send you to the hospital. That's just something I refuse to believe that's real in Beyblade. After, you'd think Jin had the upper hand now. Wrong, because Sho got Pegasus to uppercut Drago, sending it to the top of the force field. Then gravity brought them back down, and now they are battling in the spike pit. You're going back and forth. None of them were backing down until they got sent back up top. Now they're trying to end it with the next hit, and Jin whipped out his special move, Dragon Destruction Thunderous Slash. Do you think he practiced that or he got on the first try? Personally, I think he had 50 different names and practiced his poses until he got the one that he thought was the coolest. Well, that attack sent Pegasus flying into electrical ropes, and somehow Sho was able to use the electric wires to charge his special move, Tachyon Winger, my fault. So now they are having their final clash where a whole bunch of dust gets sent up and Pegasus comes out the winner. After the battle, Jin and Sho decide to shake hands and be good sports, and that's one thing I don't like in this show, and that is people decide to be good sports because personally I'm flexing on everyone. I'm telling people to suck my nuts, and if they try to say something, I just tell them I don't listen to losers and move on. Then during the fireworks show, for whatever reason, the bad guys decide to aura farm on top of some random roof just to pose and laugh, which is kind of a waste because this is one of those times where you'd have to be seen by someone, because posing in a group is meant to be intimidating, and you can't intimidate thin air. It just decreases aura for an equal amount. Well, anyway, that will be the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.